Hey, I was asked by Airplane24 to do a tutorial of Does He Love You by Rilo Kiley, and I'd just like to say right off the bat that I don't know that my ear is perfect. In fact, I know that my ear is far from perfect, and this is probably not exactly the way it is on the album. I've looked up the tabs, the chords online, and the way they had it was pretty different from the way I have it, but the way I have it works, so if you have any corrections, suggestions on how to improve it, I'd love to hear it. But this is how I'm recording it right now, and hopefully it's close enough for you. Be sure to listen to the album, to the song, and see if maybe you can find a way to make it sound a little bit better. Because, like I said, I am by no means perfect. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to show you on the upper register here, just because it's easier to get my camera there. When you're actually recording it or playing it yourself, go ahead and lower it, I don't know how many, 2 or 3 octaves to the proper register, which is like there. So anyway, this is an example of descending chromatic bass line, and it's used in a lot of songs, this kind of chord progression. I've seen it in a lot of Queen songs. But basically, what you're doing is you're playing a G chord, which is a G, a B, and a D, and that changes to an F sharp, a B, and a D, and then an F, a G, a B, and a D. And you'll notice that the bass line is just going G, F sharp, F. And that's pretty much most of the song. So the intro, you do all that with one hand. I use my left hand, and you go 2 counts of G, 2 counts of this, I call it a B minor with an F sharp in the bass, then 2 counts of this G dominant 7th with the 7th in the bass. That's 4 counts of that. I don't know what I said. Then you go to a C, because the dominant 7th always leads to the relative 1 chord, so you have 4 counts of C and 4 counts of D, which is D, F sharp, and A. And then it repeats. With the right hand, you're doing something like this. I don't know what it is exactly. And hopefully I did that so you could see that, because I don't want to go through each note individually, but it's... And experiment, because I don't think that's exactly right, but it sounds close enough. When you put it all together, it should sound something like... and use the pedal with that. I'm not right now for whatever reason. The verse, where you actually start the singing, is actually, I think, a little bit easier. With the right hand, you're just playing that G chord. The chord progression is going to be the same for the verse, actually. You're playing the G chord with the right hand, and the left hand, you're just going G, F sharp, F natural, C, D. And in the right hand, you're doing 2 measures of just G, however you want to, whichever version you want. So after the 8 counts of that, you do 4 counts of C. So should probably be something like, get a real job, keep the wind at your back and the sun on your face. All the immediate unknowns are better than knowing this tired and lonely fate. Okay, so right before you get into the chorus there, I'm playing a D sharp with my left hand, and the reason I'm doing that is because the next chord is going to be an E minor chord, so you're just sort of leading up to the bass note of the E. And the chorus is actually very similar to the verse in that it's just going to be a descending bass line. So you're going to have E, E flat, D, D flat, and then 4 counts of C, 4 counts of D. And meanwhile, the right hand is more or less just playing. And then you go to that C chord, that D chord. So an E minor chord is just E natural, G natural, B natural. So put that together, we got let's see. Does he love you? Does he love you? He holds your tiny face in his hands. Then you go back to the verse, which we already discussed. Then you get. Let's see. Now, in the middle of the song, I guess you could call it a bridge or something. I wouldn't call it a bridge because the chords are almost exactly the same as the chorus. It's the "Let's not forget ourselves, good friend" part. And again, you lead into that with the D, D sharp, E. And I don't know if this is what they're doing on the album, but basically it's the same thing as the chorus, but instead of going E, E flat, D, D flat, I'm doing E, E flat, D, E flat, and then I repeat it again. So, let's not forget ourselves, good friend. You and I were almost dead. You're better off leaving, better off leaving. And then that's pretty much the entire song. And if, in case you couldn't tell for that, and you're better off for leaving, better off for leaving, better off for leaving, you go back to that C chord and that D chord. And I'm pretty sure that's the entire song. It's very simple, but lyrically it's very good, and I think it sounds good on the piano, but on the album they of course have really interesting instrumentation to keep it interesting. Hope that's good. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message or comment on this. Thanks for listening.